being part Italian, my grandfather is Italian, and I really wanted to choose Italy and learn Italian so that I could actually speak to him. And also I have relatives that live in Torino and in Milan as well, and they don't speak any English. So the opportunity for me to be able to converse with them in Italian would not only be monumental for family reasons, but also just an amazing way to connect with people that actually live and have been to Italy. UTS has provided international students with the opportunity to literally study whatever they want in whatever facet they like. So for example, I chose dogs, which may not be the most obvious choice, but it certainly led to some fascinating conclusions about the relationships between the Bergamascan Italians and their dogs. And it's certainly a great way to sort of also be immersed and culturally enriched by the experience too. To have not only like the knowledge of a second language under my belt, but also experience of living in a culture that is not your own for a year, I think will really help in finding global opportunities to work everywhere. And that was one of my goals upon also choosing this degree, was to be able to have a sort of international experience so that if something does happen overseas, then I can say, yes, like I have experience in this, and that'd be really, really cool. So I went to Germany, France, Denmark. There was also a fun time when we went to go out for drinks and stumbled across what was called the Australian bar, and they had a photo of Steve Irwin outside in like his crikey like kind of pose, and we went inside and every bad stereotype that you can possibly think of Australia was there. Estonia, Finland, Sweden, Norway, and Norway's where I spent most of my travels. So I started out in Oslo, which is a beautiful harbourside city. I then went to Bergen, and in there I managed to do opportunities like go kayaking in the Norwegian fjords, which are all World Heritage listed and everything, and are just the most spectacular pieces of nature that you see. I ended up traveling to Tromsø, which is in the northern part of Norway. It's within the Arctic Circle, and one memory that comes to mind, I arrived in a particular town called Senja, which is maybe about an hour's drive away from Tromsø. Senja, by the way, has a population of 15 people, so it's not exactly a raging city. But I arrived there on their record hottest temperature, hottest day of the year for 10 years or so, at a beautiful hot 26 degrees, beautiful. And we were staying, or I was staying on this particular house that was right on the Arctic Ocean. Now, because I know there was like a jetty and everything, and I ended up walking down and looking into the water and seeing how beautiful and clear it was, and like you could see the rocks and the different colors and the little fish and jellyfish, and it was just the most adorable thing. And the thought came through my mind, because when you're in Sydney, like obviously you see beautiful water, you want to swim in it. And the thought went through my mind, I was like, I need to get in the water here, not realizing or forgetting that it's the Arctic Ocean and that the ocean doesn't exactly reflect the temperature that's outside. So I dive into what might have been maybe 1 or 2 degrees of water. Apparently the whole like town, all 15 or so people came running up because they never hear splashes before. Like splashes is just not a thing that you have near the Arctic Ocean. No one goes swimming, you have to be like mental to find me literally vault out of the water and run up and down the jetty just going, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold, it's cold. Okay, so I've just been swimming in the Arctic, and I would recommend that you probably not do that because it's f***ing cold. And I think that whilst it might have been a silly thing to do, it's certainly one of my most memorable experiences, and I'll always cherish that and go around being like, yeah, well, I swam in the Arctic Ocean, so top that. Switzerland. Then England, Iceland, Poland, Czech Republic, Austria, Croatia, Belgium, the Netherlands, Hungary, and of course Italy. One of the things I'm most proud of is that I can now speak, maybe not to a high level, but I can speak conversational Italian, and I can understand it being said to me. I can write it pretty well, according to my grandfather or my nonno. And that is something that I'm really going to cherish. I think this degree is perfect for those who don't really know what they want to do in Australia per se. It's a great way to sort of go out and see the world whilst also maintaining a level of professionalism within your degree. ICS gives you the freedom, which I didn't realise, because because you got all these assignments, I genuinely thought that you spent most of your time doing that. And you do, but you do it in a way that's not like actual work. And that is the freedom that ICS gives you. I thought I would be more sort of hitting the books and doing internet research and whatnot, but it's actually not. It's a lot more hands-on, it's a lot more cultural, and I think that makes ICS what a wonderful opportunity for students to go out and explore the world and also really delve into a culture.